Yo, Kpaceguy here, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today is the day that we present to you the AVM70 from Anthem. I've been hyping this thing up for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and a lot of you guys have tried to guess what preprocessor I got, and most of you guys got it right. It was so hard for me not to comment back to you guys, but most of you guys predicted correctly which processor I was going to get. And I'll tell you kind of why I landed on this one. If you are a big fan of Kpaceguy, you've known in the past that I've already hinted what direction I wanted to take the home theater. I told you guys that I want to step into the world of Anthem because I already know how world-renowned these guys are and their room correction and all that stuff. When I purchased the Cantons back in either late June or early July, I knew that I needed to upgrade a lot more stuff than just my speakers to get the biggest potential out of them. And Anthem was on my radar back in the summer. So if you are a big fan of Kpaceguy, you may have already had an idea of where I was going to go as far as my decision goes. So good job to you guys. Alright guys, so what is the Anthem preprocessor, the AVM70? This is a 15.2 channel preprocessor, which will allow me to hook up 15 speakers and 2 subwoofers. Now, I won't do that in this room because it's just way too small for that, but if you haven't been watching, I am planning on moving out this year into my own home, and when I do, I'll be able to expand in the future. So this is going to allow me to power a lot of speakers, and I'll be pairing it with the Monoprice Monolith 7x200 amplifier. And if you haven't seen my few videos on the OSD audio amplifiers, they actually sent me their Nero amplifier for review, their 5-channel amp, and I have not yet tested that. I will be plugging that up to this too to get a review on that as well. So I'm super excited to have this in my home theater. It's going to add a lot of sound quality and a lot of fine tuning as well. Here is something we have not opened yet, which we'll crack open in a second. This is the Anthem room correction microphone that they give you. And this is some high quality stuff here. Now it's not a piece that you're familiar with necessarily, like a Marantz Odyssey or a MC-ACC microphone, Wipeout from Yamaha. This is something a little more sophisticated that I have not yet ventured into. So we'll make a couple videos on this. But this is a high quality microphone that's new for 2021. With some room correction software you use on your laptop, and this will allow me to really fine-tune the space to the way that I like it and correct any issues that I may see. All sorts of stuff, give me graphs and equalizers and a lot of different things here. So I'm gonna crack this box open so we can kind of look at the microphone together, and then I'm gonna hook this bad boy up into the AV closet, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys. So this is the ARC Anthem room control microphone. We're gonna go ahead and unbox this. Again, I've never played with one of these. I've seen maybe a few videos on it, but I've never tested one myself, so I'm actually super excited to do this. This will really take the sound system to the next level. So let's take, this is the tripod itself, and then inside here is the microphone and the cord that will connect from the microphone to the processor. All right, is there tape on this? There is not. Wonderful. Crack these ends open. Awesome. So they give you a really nice tripod, and I mean really a really nice tripod. This is like camera quality type of a tripod here. And this will really allow you to put your microphone exactly where you want to, which is going to be ear level on your listening position, which we'll talk about in just a second. So we'll get that taken care of. But really nice tripod, nice and sturdy. You can get a lot of usage out of this thing. I'm super excited. I'll put the sheet back on so you guys can see the contrast of the two. Really nice tripod. Allows you to kind of really put it where you want to, where it's necessary. And then you have some attachments. We'll pull out the mic for you guys as well. Wow. So there's that microphone that Anthem gives to you. And this is new for 2021. So it's been refined a little bit, a little more accurate, to help you give or get the best performance out of your speakers and out of your processor. So I'm super excited to get this hooked up. We won't do that today in this video, but stay tuned for that. We'll definitely do that together. All right, guys, so moving on to the back of the unit is where you're gonna make your connections, obviously. And this may seem a lot to you guys, or it may not, but just in case it does, I'll break it down to you so you know what you're looking at. So you're not gonna see your basic terminals for speaker wire or banana plugs because there is no internal amplification inside a preprocessor. It relies on external amplification. So you're only going to be plugging in your RCAs or XLR balance inputs and outputs to this. So on the bottom row here is the connections that I will be making, my XLR outputs. This allows me to connect my Monoprice Monolith amplifier to the preprocessor, and then from the amplifier to my speakers. If you're not using XLR inputs and outputs, you still have RCAs here. So you can do the conventional way that most people use their pre-outs, their RCAs here. So being a 15-channel preprocessor, you're gonna have 15 different channels of inputs and outputs. So that's front right, front left, center, surround right, surround left, back surround right, back surround left, wide right, height 1, height 2, height 3, height 4, and then you have an extra pair of heights for maybe like a middle channel or something like that. Then you have 2 subwoofer outputs. You have the same thing on the RCAs if you're using those kinds of pre-outs. So you have flexibility on which one you would like to use. And like I said, for me, I want to try to get the cleanest connection, so I'm going to use the XLR inputs and outputs. On the top here are different HDMI inputs and outputs as well. This one has 7 different HDMI inputs that will end up being 8K ready in the future. Anthem has decided to hold off on the 8K boards because they're kind of finicky right now, some problems and issues, but this is upgradable later on in the future. Now, you do have 3 different types of HDMI outs. You have the main one, HDMI out 1, EARC, Enhanced ARC. This one allows you to connect it straight to your projector or TV and kind of cross communicate between each other. You have a secondary out as well. And then you have a zone 2 out if you're going to be using this to power another set of speakers in a different room or maybe even outside. Now you guys see the big antennas on either left or right side of the unit. Now this has a lot of different purpose. One of course is going to be the Bluetooth, also going to be Wi-Fi. You can connect it through Ethernet as well, hardwire it, but this also is going to communicate with the Anthem room correction. Now when you plug your microphone to do calibration, you don't plug it out straight to the AV processor. You're going to connect it to your laptop or computer. This will allow you to go in and fine-tune your results after it's been ran, and the results get sent back to the processor via the Wi-Fi that you are using. So these have a lot of different purposes, and they're really well built compared to a lot of companies that I've seen that I've used before. Now there's a few more different legacy inputs here, like optical in and out or coaxial in and out, and then you have some trigger inputs for your amplifiers and such. So this thing's packed with a lot of features that I'm super excited to use. So we're gonna plug this up into the closet. I'll show you guys where it's gonna be, and then we'll wrap the video up. All right, the fun part, guys. If you remember me making a video maybe a couple weeks ago of me making these labels are awesome to have. They're little adhesive sticky label thingies that you can label whatever you want to, and you press them together, and you can label your wires so that things are super easy to unplug and plug back in when you need them. So all my labels are completely done now. So all I got to do is find what corresponds. So this is the front left speaker, so I'll just find that front left on the AV processor and I will just click it in, and then I'm done. So I'll do that a total of I think 9 more times, and then we'll have everything done. All right, so we have all our XLR cables nice and labeled and in their correct spots. And again, it's super important to label your wires, because let's say that I plugged my front left speaker into the wrong terminal, I plugged in the subwoofer, and now my front speaker is getting subwoofer information. It's just a problem that you can avoid if you have your labels correctly marked and everything's nice and tidy. So I took the time to do that when I was waiting for my preprocessors to come in, and as you can see, it makes this process so much faster and so much easier and a lot safer. All right, guys, we have everything hooked up and plugged up in all its glory. I'm so excited, guys, to plug this up and listen to it, get it calibrated, all that good stuff. And here's what will be used as my amplifier. So this is the OSD Audio Neuro XA5180. This is what we need to do a review on. If you haven't been keeping up with the channel, we got this in for a review from OSD Audio, and we did an overview on it and unboxed it, but now it's time to kind of put it together and see what it can do. This over here is the Monoprice Monolith 7. This is what I've been using for a while now. So that's powering 7 speakers, my main speakers. And this one will probably take over the Atmos speakers. Now I'm gonna plug my main speakers up to it for demo purposes, so we can get an assessment of this thing, but stay tuned for that. And then after that's done, we'll put it all back together. But that's the AVM70, guys. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what I should use first as a demo on this unit. I cannot wait. I'm gonna run calibration and try to get familiar with that, and then we'll come back and talk about what I hear and what I don't like, what I do like, all that good stuff, guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the AVM70 so far. Leave me a comment down below, hit that like button, and subscribe if you are not already. We will see you in the next video. Kpaceguy out. Peace.